We just didn't compete tonight. Defense carried over to offense. We had missed layups, missed shots. We were out of sync the whole time.
Is this when it gets harder? I mean, it feels like the first couple weeks after the trades that there's.
Well, you have your adrenaline kicks off, but part of it is who you play against. Milwaukee plays like us, but they've been together and they have a considerable amount of talent, and some veteran players. So what happens when you play a team that it matches your strengths? Then sometimes what comes into play a lot is your ability as far as your execution and those things. And we're still trying to and when you have to simplify things so much, as they did, they overloaded on our offense, and because we're limited on what we can run, we become predictable, and so our energy isn't something that could overcome that.
What do you say to the guys after a game like this?
Told them tomorrow we'll come in at 9:30. We didn't get it tonight, so we'll come in tomorrow and we'll work hard and get it done.
And talk about Al's struggles.
He's been very sore. His body has been sore, and he's had a tough time as far as getting loose. And he just does not have any. He's just sore. His knee's a little sore. He's banged up right now. Just maybe not used to playing the minutes he had to play, and that's where when Josh went down, all of a sudden he had to step up, boom, right away and play even more minutes. And I think that's it's put him back. The problem is that we have. It's not going to get easier. The games are going to get tougher, and the amount of games we have to play now, we got to play the Celtics at their place, which is not going to be easy.
What did you see out of Sean Livingston?
He can create, can do some things. He's got size, he has poise with the ball. Got us into offenses a little bit quicker. Randy didn't get us into any offense. We were discombobulated.
Flip, are you concerned with fatigue with 5 games coming up this week?
Yeah, I'm concerned with fatigue because we have to play hard. And we have to play at a high level. And so your energy is important. So guys off the bench have to bring that same level. And our bench players, haven't come in except for Earl, and made shots. The last, couple of games, they just haven't made shots.
Hey, Flip, this is really probably the first time since the All-Star
Yeah.
that they haven't played with that energy.
Right.
What do you attribute to, and I know you touched on the adrenaline, but what do you attribute?
I think that we've had some guys that are banged up, and we just haven't. We just didn't seem to play with that confidence. We had some guys. Then what happened is some of our guys that have been carrying, like Andre, tried to force some things early, and it got us into a little bit of a hole. Players tried to do too much. That's why we had the low assist turnover. Instead of trying to let the system work, they try to do it more individually. So we got to get back to doing it the other way.
It's an ugly loss, but it's also somewhat of a teachable moment.
It's teachable. The positive was Joel came back in, continue to play hard and do some positive things. So that's that is the one positive.